This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
It's precisely 1:15. This is the news on Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News is edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Sabrina Zawahir. First, the headlines. The Prime Minister advises the relevant authorities to plan successful projects to earn foreign exchange. The government says there is nothing to hide on the report of the Easter Sunday Commission. Minister Ramesh Patirana says that there is no room for any political influence for the COVID-19 vaccination process. 12 renewable electricity projects will be implemented during the next 5 years. And in world news, Myanmar protesters freed after being trapped overnight. Now the local news in detail. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has advised the relevant authorities to plan successful projects to earn foreign exchange. He made this remark at a discussion held with the heads of Foreign Resources Department at the ministry. More attention was focused on implementation of projects through foreign exchange. The Prime Minister focused a special attention on the project for the maritime resources universities. Cabinet media spokesman Minister Ramesh Patirana says that there is no room for any political influence for the COVID vaccination process. Participating in the Cabinet media briefing held today, he said that COVID vaccination process is being carried out systematically, organised by the health sector on the advice of the President and the Health Minister. He further stated that there is no obstruction to provide the second dose of the vaccine. He also said that there is nothing to hide from the government on the Commission report of the Eastern Sunday attack. The necessary legal action will be taken soon. Minister Mahinda Nandaltugamage says that the government has decided to suspend the export of potatoes, onions and chilies and to cultivate these crops locally. He made this remark in Parliament today. The government has allocated 6 billion rupees in this regard. Minister Dalasale Peruma said that he hopes to generate electricity through diesel and kerosene oil by year 2030. Accordingly, 12 renewable electricity projects will be implemented during the next 5 years. Parliamentarian Chaminda Wijesekara said that plans have been made to implement 7,000 small electricity power plants. Minister Bandula Gunawardena says that profits are being received by 136 Lanka Satosa outlets. There are 279 outlets of receiving profits. Several measures have also been taken to enhance the Satosa outlets. Police media spokesman DIG Ajit Rohra says the DNA samples obtained from the decapitated body found in the Dam Street recently has matched with the samples extracted from the mother and the brother of the woman who was reportedly killed by a police sub-inspector. However, he said that the officials have not been able to detect the head so far. This news is brought to you by Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Get a home loan now with attractive interest rates only from People's Home Loan.
Continuing local news, the government has decided to set up new company to issue local produce to the foreign market. The objective of this move is to build a trade network by establishing exhibition centres in foreign countries on the concept of the Ministry of Batik, Handloom and Apparel sector. The final rites of the wife of veteran musician and singer late W.D. Amaradeva, Vimala Amaradeva, will take place at the Borella Cemetery this afternoon. The remains is lying at the Jayaratna Pala in Borella to pay the last respect for the public. She had been 86 years old at the time of her demise. Vimala Amaradeva had also contributed to the Sri Lankan folk music industry and stage dramas. With that, we end the local news. The main news story follows.
Pay the interest on your own home without paying rent for someone else's. Get a home loan now with attractive interest rates only from People's Home Loan. Enjoy the option of paying only the interest for the first 5 years.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Secretary to the Foreign Ministry, Dr. Jayanath Kolambage, said in consideration of national security in the country during the previous government rule was one of the reasons for the Easter Sunday attack. This was the massive attack occurred in the country after eradicating the 30-year-long war. He made these remarks participating in an interview with the Al Jazeera newspaper. The government has dedicated for the national mechanism to build stable peace and the reconciliation in the country after ending the war. That was our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Watchlight, the parents point out that there are many shortages at the Vadura Balelwala Vikramasinghe Junior School, which belongs to the Gaul Zonal Education Office. Classes are conducted from grade 1 to grade 11 at this school. The main buildings at the schools are also in dilapidated conditions. The teachers and students are facing many difficulties due to the lack of sanitary facilities as well. The parents also stated that there is a teacher shortage in the school. They request the relevant authorities to fulfill these shortages. This is for the attention of the Secretary of the Education Ministry of Southern Province. That came to you in Watchlight. A bulletin of world news follows.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
The headlines of the world news. Myanmar protesters freed after being trapped overnight. Equatorial Guinea death toll rises to 98. New reconstruction policy for disaster-hit region in Japan. Now the foreign news in detail. Hundreds of Myanmar protesters who had been trapped overnight by security forces have now been able to get out. Around 200 people in the district of Yangon had been blocked since Monday from leaving a 4th Street area in the Sarenshoto area of the city yesterday. According to United Nations Chief Antonio Guterres, many of those trapped had been women who were marching in support of International Women's Day. Explosions were heard from the area believed to be made by stun grenades. Officials say the death toll from a series of explosions in Equatorial Guinea yesterday has risen to 98. Another 615 people were injured, with 299 still in hospital. The blasts hit a military base in the country's main city, Bata. Officials blame badly stored dynamite along with stubble burning by nearby farmers. The death toll, updated after volunteers spent yesterday searching the wreckage for bodies, is more than triple the initial estimate of 31. 3 young children were found alive and taken to hospital. Almost all buildings and homes in the city suffered huge damage. President Theodore Bruno Nugromo said, Japan's cabinet has approved a new policy for the reconstruction of areas in the country's northeastern Tokoho region affected by year 2011 earthquake and tsunami, as well as the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear accident. The cabinet today agreed on the plan ahead of March 11th, which marks 10 years since the quake and tsunami. The policy states that the operation of the reconstruction agency will be extended by 10 years until 2031. It also designates the 5 years from this April as the second phase of the reconstruction and revitalization. The agency estimates the cost for the efforts as $15 billion. That ends World News. Prior to concluding, the headlines of the World News once again. Myanmar protesters freed after being trapped overnight. Equatorial Guinea death toll rises to 98. New reconstruction policy for disaster-hit region in Japan. With that, we conclude the World News. The development news follows.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by Nivea along with CIB from 1st to 15th March. Valuable gifts for every bill payment. Our products, our place. CIB.
The government is preparing a strategic plan to manufacture pharmaceutical drugs needed for the country locally. The projects have been commenced to set up pharmaceutical zones in Hambantota, Arboka and Anuradhapura Oyamadu areas. In addition, plans have also been made to set up such zone in the Horana Millava area. 8 billion rupees will be spent for the first phase of the project. That came to you in Development News. Next up is the Sports News.
Development News was brought to you by Nivea along with CIB from 1st to 15th March. Valuable gifts for every bill payment. Our products, our place. CIB.
In sports news, Indian team is leading at the point table of Legend Cricket Tournament, which is being held at the Raipur, India, and the Indian team achieved 12 marks by winning 3 matches they participated so far. Sri Lanka is in the second place by winning 12 marks. Sri Lanka gained victory for 3 matches out of the 4 matches they played. England is in the third place while South Africa is in the fourth place. India and England are competing today. That was Sports News. Next up is the business news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, Minister of Trade, urged all stakeholders to actively engage in assisting all exporters of the country in every possible manner during this turbulent period, enabling exporters to strengthen our economy. After observing the export performance of January, he further stated that it is encouraging to see important export sectors such as tea, spices and essential oils, coconut and rubber-based products are being well despite the global recession created by the pandemic. That ends Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic News, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka has joined hands again with the National Enterprise Development Authority for the 5th year in succession to conduct the Entrepreneur Awards 2020, Western Province for the micro, small, medium and large sectors today at the BMICH. There will be around 25 awards to be presented to winners in the categories of industry and manufacturing, agriculture, livestock and fisheries, and hospitality and tourism, and other services, including overall excellence winners of gold, silver and bronze. That was Economic News.
Hello, Buddha, did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Finally, it's a look at the weather report. The Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur at several places over central, Sabragamua, northwestern and western provinces and in Gaul and Mathura districts after 1 p.m. Fairly heavy falls, about 50 millimeters, can be expected at some places. A few showers will occur in eastern and Uva provinces in the morning too. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in central, Sabragamua, Uva and western provinces during the morning. That was the weather report. Prior to concluding this bulletin of news, the headlines once again. The Prime Minister advises the relevant authorities to plan successful projects to earn foreign exchange. The government says there is nothing to hide on the report of the Easter Sunday Commission. Minister Ramesh Pathiranas says that there is no room for any political influence for the COVID-19 vaccination process. 12 renewable electricity projects will be implemented during the next 5 years. With that, we conclude the news and over to my friend and certainly yours, who's all geared up to keep you entertained with a wonderful collection of music indeed. Over to you, Niranjan.